treated others. You made housing unaffordable because you bought it all up like diamonds. We could all be walking around with our pockets bulging with diamonds, but you get a few investors that buy it all up and they control it. They regulate it on their terms, which means they can extract any price they want. They can make stuff more dear artificially. It's called market manipulation, price fixing, price rigging, collusion. That's how we got to where we are today. That's how they chipped away at the worth of a dollar to where it really is, without using any hyperbole at all, worth about 2.5 cents of what it was in the early 60s. People say, oh, it's been since, I saw this on TV recently, the early 60s when you could get gas for 69 cents. I was seeing you could have probably got it for 79 cents after 9/11. Think back, remember, gas got priced, the world was feeling sorry for America, rallying around, the price of oil got really cheap. This housing thing, though, man, this is a big scam. I mean, the ripple effect it has on. Listen, if one thing none of us can get away from, it's an essential human need, housing is, to shelter. It's going to cause a ripple effect. It's going to cause a chain reaction in the economy. Because everybody says, wow, I was just getting by before. I was comfortable, but, now my rent went up, my mortgage went up. What am I going to do now? So I guess I got to ask the boss for a raise, and the boss is not too happy to pay more for labor. You see, if the federal labor department was there, looking after the interests of federal minimum wage worker to keep America cohesive, you'd be able to buy a house in Manhattan, New York, on a federal minimum wage job, anywhere in the country, Hawaii, wherever, the coast, no matter where you wanted to live, it'd be the same. Same standard of living, same cost of living, same worth of your federal minimum wage job. Middle class, gradually increasing your prosperity level because of supply and demand, because it gets easier and easier and easier for us to produce all the stuff we want and need, so your money keeps going up in worth. So instead of it being $1 an hour federal minimum wage, it could be 50 cents an hour today, but be worth more. That's what could easily have happened. But these people are anti-capitalistic, anti-supply and demand. They do not want to share the wealth. They want a huge swath of the population desperate, living in fear, financial fear, insecurity, financial enslavement. I'm all about freedom. I'm all about sharing the planet, sharing the wealth that exists, pleasing God, pleasing our holy parents, our owner, and living together in peace and harmony, safety, security, freedom, and prosperity with all my brothers and sisters on the face of the earth. That's all I'm about. Is that what you're about? That's what I believe God's about. That's where we got to get to, because his will is going to be established on earth. But we've sunk deep into the bowels of hell on earth, and it's going to be traumatic to turn it around. I'm not sure what it's going to take. Maybe it will take something like a sledgehammer upside the head, like a limited nuclear exchange. I mean, the way we're taunting Russia with supporting, we're directly killing Russians by giving them all these armaments, and we're putting it on the backs of the taxpayers, billions of dollars in armaments. The price of gas we're paying, when Canada said, no, we'll give you all you want. You don't have to raise your prices. The poor, who do you think it's all falling on the backs of? It's sick. It's gotten so freaking evil. And I see it and go, oh my God, what will it take? 9/11 didn't do it. These mass shootings aren't doing it. Afghanistan didn't do it. We're ready to get involved in a war with Russia, slinging nuclear bombs at each other. They hit Washington, D.C. We hit Moscow. They kill Biden. We kill Putin. Wow, maybe that's what it's going to take. I don't know, man. All I know is we better pray to God to be gentle with us. But we got some woes to deal with here. And like I said last week, I'm scared, not just for myself, for everybody. I don't like trauma. I don't like it for myself. I don't like it for you. Spread the word, friends. But I mean, I got the fear of the Lord in my soul, and I want it there. It keeps me in line. I say, wow, the way God would be running this earth now. If God had his way, even if guys like Martin Luther King Jr. had gotten their way, or JFK with sound economic policies, a sound dollar. It's very normal and natural, organic in capitalism, true capitalism, involving supply and demand. It creates a rising tide of prosperity that lifts all ships. I like games that are close. You ever play games? You notice how it's not fun. If one person in Scrabble gets too far ahead, it's like you got to get an attitude about them, right? It's just no fun, or any games, team sports, any of it. I like to keep it close. That to me is a lot more fun. I mean, if we got to play this game with winners and losers, let's let it make an iota of sense, please. It doesn't, my friends. It makes no sense at all. The most valuable people out there are being cheated, working in farms and factories, and a million other blue-collar jobs. They're the ones being cheated. And it's wrong. It's immoral. It's ungodly. I don't know how else to tell you. But if you're okay with it, because, well, your numbers are still going up. You see, we get hung up on numbers instead of the worth of the few numbers we have. That's what you should be looking for. If we hate inflation, and we all agree it's bad, right? We would, but there's a lot of people that wouldn't. Those are, no, now we're in stagflation. Oh, we're going to have what do they call it? Recession. Oh, a depression. Oh, prices are going down. Oh, that's a bad thing. They'll tell you it's a bad thing that the worth of your money's going up. They would tell you that's recession territory. That's bad news. We gotta do everything we can to prevent that from ever happening. Oh no, the price of housing should never. That's a bad thing. We even see used cars going up in price. Wow, we're getting too good a deal on those things. Oh no, no more. We'll buy up all those too, and we'll divvy them out on our terms. We'll regulate it to make sure we control the price, how much we're getting. We got you by the throat. You got it? You notice it's always the stuff you can't get away from they jack up the price on. Always that kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff's barely gone up at all. But they even like tobacco. Oh, you're addicted. Oh, they got you. The meat, the burgers. Boy, I watch these burger ads. I've had my share of burgers, my friends. They're delicious. I love burgers. I miss them a lot. I'm just not into meat anymore. I mean, probably 20 years ago, I got served accidentally. I asked for tacos at a Taco Bell with beans instead of meat. And they ended up putting meat in there. And I didn't even return them. I just ate them. I mean, nothing in the world to me, to eat a little meat. It's just, my life is a lot more simple. And, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to make someone do my dirty work. And I'm not willing to work at a slaughterhouse. So, I just avoid certain things. That's my logic. But there is health benefits too. Okay, meat, you eat too much meat. Look into it. Colon cancer, you get plugged up. They say John Wayne died. It's out there. I mean, he had, 40 to 50 pounds of red meat stuck in his gut when he died. I mean, how do I figure that out? I mean, I don't know. But, it's a story, rumor, whatever that's out there. I had an aunt, my dad's sister. She died of colon cancer. So, yeah, I mean, you don't hear that. How often do you hear that? The causes. You'll say, oh, get checked up or take this drug or that drug that might kill you. But, hey, and sugar, oh, my God, and the artificial sugars are even worse. Blindness, death. make you gain weight. Can you imagine diet soda makes you gain? All these poor women, they think that they're doing a good thing. Oh, I need soda, so I'll get diet soda, and it turns out it's making them gain weight. Is that the craziest thing you ever heard? Diabolical. See, they want us all ugly so we don't hook up, unhealthy, sick, afflicted with diseases, and they could do that with the food. The FDA, we got with the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. The FDA is supposed to be controlling the food. There's all kinds of toxic food out there. Are you kidding? You've heard of sugar diabetes, right? Sugar. I mean, it's kind of a giveaway what's doing it to people. What's destroying their pancreas, the pancreas' ability to manufacture insulin. But, you know, you listen to Dr. Wallach, Joel Wallach, and he says, you know, eat a lot of scrambled eggs. You know, so I go through phases. Sometimes I like them over medium, medium hard. I don't like watery eggs really. Hard. I like hard-boiled eggs. If they get close to the date, sometimes I'll do that if I don't think I'm going to cook them. But I've been into scrambled eggs. You know, a few jumbo scrambled eggs and some beans. Man, I get these Bush's vegetarian beans, half a can of those. A few jumbo eggs. Man, that's a delicious meal. Salt and pepper. Yum. Healthy. Has a lot of protein there. You're looking at about 45 grams of protein in one sitting, one meal. A lot of fiber with beans. Good stuff, man. That's a meal right there there's a lot of ways you can get your protein. You know, I got some Brazil nuts from Trader Joe's. I told the clerk, I said, man, if you guys sold these roasted and salted, you'd be selling a lot more. I'd be buying more. But I took them home and I roasted and salted some yesterday. Delicious, man. I sprinkled some olive oil. I looked at the, guy doing it online. He used, I had parchment paper, so I put that on the metal cookie pan, put the nuts on there, spread them out. I got some popcorn salt, it's just really fine salt, and then sprinkle like a teaspoon of olive oil over maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 dozen nuts that I had left in the bag. And they're good raw too, but I just love them when they're roasted. They're just delicious. What a great healthy snack. A lot of protein in that too. But, foods that kill us, man. And you look, what if they show these explicit pictures of people with throat cancer, lung cancer, and what they're going through and all this. They're on these machines and all this from smoking. And this is why we charge these exorbitant tax on the smokers. We're trying to dissuade them from smoking. So if that's the logic, then it would stand to reason to do that with soda. I mean, you should be paying $10-20 for a liter of soda. If it's causing society that expense, you got to go to the doctor, get your legs cut off, because, that's what sugar diabetes can lead to. In a lot of cases, amputations. Can you imagine having to be a surgeon and do that job? Holy God, I don't know how these people do it. They blow my mind. Surgeons and stuff. Wow. I'm in awe. There's so many jobs I don't have the Constitution for, man. Even being a cop. Geez, I stand in awe of these kind of people. How they could do that, man. That's gnarly. That's what they do. And I don't think any bodies should ever be embalmed. What a horrible job that would be. No, just plant them in the ground, dude. Let nature do its course. Let the ants and the worms have to it. It's a body. Don't mess with it. That is a horrendous job, embalming people. Even what the coroners and the medical examiners go through. I know they got to do it for some crimes, but God Almighty, I mean, I'm just in awe. I don't know how people are so different from others. I could never do these jobs. If I couldn't get to the bottom of a crime some other way, I don't see digging in and these, autopsies, all this crap. I don't know, man. It's a heavy trip. But I'm just telling you, other things cause diseases. I knew a friend of mine, he died of cirrhosis of the liver. He even had a liver transplant. He's just a heavy drinker, drank too much, and it finally caught up to him. So there's a lot of stuff that can kill us that we hear very little about on television. And we don't see exorbitant taxes putting on them. They pick on tobacco users. I mean, it just sucks, man. I'm into fairness. I hate unfairness. And society is rife with it. It just screams with it day in, day out. Injustice and unfairness. And the message from society, it's not spoken. It's basic, well, get with the program, dumbass. Haven't you ever heard? Life isn't fair. So just get used to it. Get comfortable with it and shut